Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Be My Own Boss podcast. I'm your host, Mike Ruby, with a glass of water. And we're very much looking forward to talking today. We have good news, very, very good news for independent contractors. And it's a pleasure to bring this to you. The most important thing that's happened is that two women got fired in Washington, D.C. Women that are very important to your career and have been doing their absolute best to block it for the last couple of years, 4 years. The first one is Jennifer Abruzzo, who is the general counsel of a long-named institution called the National Labor Relations Board, which was set up in the 1930s, that's how up-to-date Washington is, to organize and manage labor union issues, mainly the choice to join a union, how the union is run, what the union does, facilitate negotiation with employers, and talk also about removing unions from a work site if the members so decide. All of that is handled by the National Labor Relations Board. It has a chief lawyer who is its general counsel. In practical terms, she runs everything having to do with the workforce that's unionized or trying to be unionized. And the general counsel in the last 4 years has worked very hard to expand the mandate of the National Labor Relations Board way beyond what was originally envisioned in the Constitution. And so there's a huge backstory, and anybody who's interested is welcome to ask questions, and we can go into it further at some point. But this is a very important position. It's now vacant, thanks to President Trump. He also removed one of the members of the National Labor Relations Board. Her name is Gwen Wilcox, and she votes yes for the union side and yes for the against the workers and against the employers every chance she gets. And she's very clear about it, and she believes that she brings a important personal perspective to the job of Labor Relations Board member. I note to you that you and I and 340 million other Americans also bring a unique perspective to the National Labor Relations Board, but we're not members of it, and we don't sue anybody because we think we're justified in running things all by ourselves in Washington. So those moves are two very good moves. I expect some interesting replacements. I expect that the member position will be filled by someone known to people in Washington and unknown to people on the street like us. I expect that I have no expectations about who's the president is going to choose to be the general counsel. It will certainly be a skilled attorney. It might be some of the people that were participated in his first administration, or it could be somebody from outside the administration, or, bless me, it's possible, somewhere else in the country but Washington, D.C. So we're going to pay close attention to that. We will bring you news as soon as it happens, or questions, or suggestions, or whatever. But those are two big moves, and we're really happy to see that happen. This woman was just Abruzzo worked so hard to make things difficult for independent contractors. I'll take just a moment and show you her picture. She's a pleasant-looking person. She did as little as possible to communicate directly with the public. There was no engagement, and she tried not to have any. Her career has been she was a communications worker of America, the union labor leader, union labor lawyer for a number of years. They parked her and then brought her out during the Biden administration and appointed her immediately as the general counsel. So that you haven't lost a thing by having her go to looking for some other job. So very happy about that departure. Now, the other good news that I see is that for the first time in 40 years, since the start of the second Reagan administration, we are seeing something extraordinarily positive in the public attitude, the public mind in American politics. And I'd like to talk with you a little bit about it. Some people talk about it, but most people feel it. Not since Reagan's second term have I, as a self-employed American, felt this optimistic about our political landscape. It is just something to behold how the tenor, the time, the times have changed and people's attitudes within it. It's so palpable you can hear it. It's like the ringing of a silver bell compared to the clink of a clay flower pot. It's just like instead of bonk, you've got ding, 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 this clear tone. And it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to hear it. And it's wonderful to enjoy it. I think we can see that we have actual patriots, people who are loyal to the country and not to something else that they don't tell us about. And it makes a big difference. It's going to make a huge difference because much more we can participate. We've got a qualified president. He's moving at tremendous speed. We've got qualified candidates for the positions in his administration coming, and they're strong and clear individuals. You can figure out what they're trying to do and where they're coming from. They're all regular people, so they have flaws, but they are certainly strong individuals. The American public is really picking up on interacting with these public figures on a minute-by-minute basis online. If you have been on Twitter, social media, Insta, or TikTok, you know that these or regular politicians don't do this, but Trump and his administration are doing it, and it's just fascinating to behold. They're having a reaction. The president is trying to fulfill his promises. He's just checking them off, and you can watch while he sits there and signs the executive order. I marvel, and there's this feeling in the air like our republic is back, and that's really what's fascinating. Because although the leaders have party affiliations. They almost have to get elected. And their values transcend party lines. Many of them were in a different party. They've now switched over to their current party. And their positions don't readily align with the traditional Democrat versus Republican positions. And in fact, it's just not about partisan issues. It's about something much more fundamental that I've thought about a lot for the last 10 or 20 years. It's just been always on my mind. We're going back to constitutional governments. And constitutional government is small government. It requires big people to run it, not little bureaucratic mice. And it gives the citizen many opportunities to participate directly in the affairs of government and in public affairs generally, and using the freedom of speech to express themselves and to exchange their thoughts with others. The executive branch is moving with unprecedented effectiveness, without overreaching, without taking shortcuts. Suddenly, I see the heavy equipment in western North Carolina finally, after 3-4 months, cleaning up after Hurricane Helene. I've lived in those mountains in western North Carolina for 2 years. I've worked with those people. They are true blue. They cannot believe what's been going on. The public's paying attention, but the government has been, up until right now, has been completely ignoring them and making life hard for them. So speedy action really contributes to one core value, and that is that this is a republic at work. A candidate proposes a plan. The voters consider it, consider his background, how well they know him or how little they do. They vote for the winner. The winner takes office and then works to get what the candidate promised to do. It's just remarkable. You can see it unfolding before you, and it is just a rare harmony between a presidential action and a voter mandate. It's marvelous to see it. There's such a big, intense mandate and the voter involvement to support it. And that's what we're seeing. I believe with the disappearance of Wilcox and Abruzzo that we're going to get more action on independent contractor freedom. And I'm looking forward to talking with you about that. So you can think back and think, when was the last time you felt this connected to the, knowledgeable, connected to the leaders of the country? All right. So what I'd like to do, I have a special offer I would like to make to anybody who sees this, and our friends on X as well. I have an opportunity to send a video to President Trump's closest labor law expert in his administration. And this could be yours if you can get me a video. Very simple. We've featured 20 or 30 of them here. We've hosted 40, something like that, online. And if you would simply grab your cell phone and record yourself saying who you are and generally where you live, like northern Indiana or whatever, and what you do. I drive for rideshare, delivery, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, whatever. Tell us what you do and why you prefer independent contracting. I assure you we're going to get that video to this advisor to the president. And likely, if it meets his needs, communicating, he'll get that to the president. So there are not many places, not many opportunities to get your statement in front of the President of the United States about independent contracting. So let's take this opportunity and see if we can make the most of it. So here's the QR code. Has been traveling along with me. To scan that, go to the replay, take it, grab it on your cell phone, and send us your video. 30 seconds is fine. 60 seconds is fine. Just short. I'm me. Here's what I do, and here's why I like being an independent contractor. So I'll look forward to those with great interest. We'll do our absolute best. We'll give you a link to where we display them, and you can use it for your own purposes and with your congressman. So with that, I want to take a quick look ahead, and then I'll let you go be on your way. I'm going to Be My Own Boss podcast is going to step back until February 18th while I give some serious thought to the product that we're putting out for you. I'd like to make a number of improvements. I'd like to do some of these broadcasts standing up. I don't have the equipment for that yet. I'd like to do some of the broadcasts from outside. That's tough to do, to be outside being interviewed and still run the broadcasting desk here at the OBS software. I'd like better lighting. I'd like to give you a better camera, something a little more than a wide-angle lens right up here. I'd like to do more promotion so that we can have more people join you. And I'd like to do some special topics. Follow things like we've followed Jennifer Abruzzo, and we've talked about Trump Kiley and different themes like that about people looking into who they are and how they operate, and to give you deeper value. So with that, let me once again ask for a great, why do I want to be an independent? Do I prefer to be an independent contractor? And let's go forward and make freedom for freelancers happen. All right. I'm Mike Ruby. I'm signing off for till February 18th for Be My Own Boss podcast. We're still here. We're still working, and we are paying close attention to current events. There are lots of them. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode.